This spring, I grew dahlias from seed, and the #1 question that I got from people was, will it form a tuber? I'm here now in the fall, and I can confidently tell you that the answer is yes. I didn't have to wait to the fall to actually get this answer. I already knew they were gonna grow some sort of tuber because when I planted them in the spring, they already had started to form a small tuber. But I also wanted to know how big this clump of tubers was gonna be after just one growing season. Here is one of my seed dahlias. A nice big plant. These were big and prolific. They were really happy and healthy plants. So let's see what we got in the ground. Lots of dirt. Oh my God, look how much there is. They are edible.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were grown as like a root crop for eating. They're originally from Mexico, and they weren't.
Do you think they're anything like a potato?
My guess is they're probably like a Jerusalem's artichoke, something we don't actually want to eat. We have better things to eat. Okay, so I brushed off some dirt here, and you can see this is a massive, huge, healthy clump of tubers. A lot of these tubers are nice and thick. These would probably overwinter really nicely. You know, there's some smaller stuff, some stuff like, you know, this tiny little thing. You know, that probably, if you're better than me at overwintering stuff, you could probably still maybe get something off of this. But yeah, I mean, if you overwintered this and stuck this back in the ground next year, I think your plants are gonna be even bigger and even healthier. That is a crazy clump. Okay, let's dig up a bunch of them and then have a spread laid out to show you guys. So we've dug up a collection of the tubers, and now we can show you the differences. There is some really nice big clumps, and then there's also some really skinny, not as nice clumps, and some smaller clumps. And you know, as you can kind of see from this plant, this is a huge, happy plant. So the size of the clump didn't necessarily correspond exactly to the size of the plant. But most of these are, you know, have something that I feel you could save. So I'm pretty impressed with what we have found underground with these tubers. Overall, my impressions of the dahlias grown by seed is that they were very, very prolific, you know, super good flowering. We used them for cut flowers in the cool spring. They were one of the first dahlias that we had to bloom, and they did quite well. But as summer came, the heat of our summers made it so the petals dropped really quickly if we cut them at all. So we actually stopped cutting them. I would grow them again as a landscaping flower, but I'd maybe explore other options for cut flowers, just because, you know, it isn't really great if they're only good for cut flowers in the beginning of our season and not in our summer. But you can see from this bucket here, these are just the flowers that we picked off of the plants as we were digging them up. You know, really beautiful mix. And there was some that are really full, you know, and then also some singles. So it was a nice selection. So overall, I was really happy with them. They definitely produce a tuber, and they're a great economical way to get a lot of dahlias in your garden.